I was making a thread adapter. And if you know anything about cutting threads, the certain drill size you got to have, the harder it is to cut the threads, the smaller the hole. So I was like, all right, these threads are a little tight. I was going off a drill chart, and I unfortunately didn't think I had the right drill bit, so I used a little bit smaller than I should have. And I was fighting. I was like, all right, I'm just going to pop it just a little bit bigger. So I didn't feel like putting it back in the machine. So I'm just going to pop it in with a cordless drill. I've only got 0.3 millimeters left to go, which is not much. So I'm drilling down, trying to line it up, and it finally catches. And this cordless drill with a big 18-volt battery hanging off the back catches, comes around and smacks me square in the nose, dude. I've never been punched in the face. But I feel like that's about what she feels like. Like, it hurt, dude. It's like, oh my God, man. I've never felt such sudden, instant pain. I was like, well, my nose is bashed in. I feel like Jared just punched me in the face. Hey guys, I'm Josh Brown.
And I'm Jordan Stevens.
And you're watching the Cars and Health Bars podcast. Let's get right into the episode. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Cars and Health Bars. Today is March 13th, another Friday the 13th episode, just like February. Big shout out to our sponsors, Chemical Guys Still Series, Blackout Coffee, Badass Extension Cords, and Speedway Motors. I've got a random gaming fact for you guys today, and it goes all the way back to the Atari. The first Easter egg happened because of Atari developer wanted credit in the game Adventure. The programmer Warren Robinett secretly hid a room that said created by Warren Robinett. Back then, Atari didn't allow developers to put their names in the game because they didn't want competitors to poach their talent. So Robinett hid his message behind an invisible pixel you could carry through the maze to reach a secret room. When Atari discovered it, they were already producing cartridges and decided to leave it in, and they started calling the hidden secrets Easter eggs. Comment if you didn't know that.
I didn't know that one. I've heard of some of the original ones, but I didn't know that one.
Yeah, that's part of the studio. I kind of want to decorate and put some shelves up eventually, but actually right next to me on the floor here, you can't see it, but I have the exact Atari that it's talking about, the Atari 2600. So I do own one. And
who doesn't like some vintage gaming stuff?
Exactly, dude. That's what I'm saying. If you got a local game shop, you need to go hit it up, dude. For these
game
games
exchange,
crazy.
Go get you a console. Go get some games.
Absolutely. Hey, speaking of vintage games, I got on the old vintage PS shirt today because we have a fully loaded gaming topic for you guys. So make sure you buckle in and stay ready for that, because you've been kind of skirting by with tiny little bits in the gaming topics, but we have a action-packed gaming half for you. So be ready for that on the second half of the episode. But I want to talk about some stuff, the cars topic first. And we have all kinds of news. I mean, this is just the news episode on both topics, because the BTR heads are here. What do you think about that?
About time, brother.
It is about time, man. We've been waiting on these heads for years, man.
I remember back when I used to work at a tuning shop, and the man himself came by and was mentioning these heads, and I was like, brother, sign me up. Where are they at? And this has been, I want to say 3 or 4 years now, probably 3 years ago.
Yeah. I feel like Brian's went to PRI 3 or 4 times with these heads, just hoping to release them, but just so many problems. And man, I'm so happy to see they're out. And I know some local guys who picked them up some sets, and I cannot wait to see what they're going to end up doing for these cars, because these heads are supposed to flow better than an LT head. That's a pretty bold claim to make, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, we still don't see any porting from Brian on these heads. So, I mean, there's still potential. I mean, shave down, and they got the thicker deck height, so you can kind of cut the deck down, get a little more compression if you wanted, maybe blend the bowl and around the valve seat a little bit. You can do some pretty cool headwork to these things if you wanted. So I know that they did send some batches out to people to kind of try some different ports and see what different people could get out of them. And, I haven't seen no numbers, so let's, I want to see what they do on a stock LS3. I want to know what they do on a 6.0, a 5.3. I cannot wait to see things out of these heads.
Yeah, I almost want to see now. You know, you always talk about the LT being the big brother to the LS. I almost want to see like maybe an LT versus LS head to head using these heads. Like, see, I mean, obviously the LT is still going to trope the LS, but I want to see how much it stacks to it with these better heads and some good combos from the LS, and see if it's possible to get an LS knocking on an LT's door.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's possible, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see, you know? Who
Yeah.
knows?
I am super excited though, man. This is going to be really big for BTR. This is this could getting them in the head game can really push them just a notch higher that they are in the automotive manufacturing industry. Because I mean, we let's be honest, we haven't really TSP has not really been coming out with very much lately, at least not that showed up on our radar. And Brian's kind of, I mean, he is the cam guy now. He's pretty much dominated that market, and it's going to be kind of unique to see if Brian takes over the head market too. I mean, there's some big names in there. I mean, you got Frankenstein heads, you've got Trick Flow still making heads, you've got, I mean, all these other people making cylinder heads, and here BTR is fresh and new to the game. And I mean, one thing that's really notable about these heads is how dang cheap they are. I mean, that was Brian's number one thing. Brian did not want like $2,000-3,000 head. I think the receipt that I seen, somebody local that got one, they got a set of heads for like $1,100, dude. Like,
Both cylinder heads
yeah, a
assembled?
set. I'm not sure. I don't know this. I don't know the logistics on that, but that was the number. I'm like,
That's
because
insane.
if you go to his website and you find the cylinder heads, they're like 800. I think they're $800 for the core. Like that is,
Hmm.
bro, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird saying like, "Oh, BTR is new to the cylinder head game" when you have people like Brian and like
Hmm.
Rick Smith. I mean, these old heads who were porting like old school Ford and Chevy heads back in the day. These guys are not like new guys when it comes to this. They are very experienced and seasoned when it comes to engine airflow dynamics. So, and what kind of surprises me is how big Brian got in the cam game to begin with when the market was already saturated. And the same thing for these heads. So it just proves that, anyone who's got the grit to come out with a good product and stand by it, I think it's good for the consumer, it's good for the industry, and we need more people to be in kind of positions like Brian. And maybe we need to see some more competitors jump up. It's good for the consumer and the industry.
1,000%. And yeah, building off what you said, Brian is no stranger to the head game. I mean, if you go back and rewatch our episode originally, whenever we had Brian on, he talks about how he got his start working at Trick Flow and coming out with these
Yeah.
heads. And I mean, Brian knows these heads, and yeah, almost makes me want to have him back on just to kind of do some PR for these new heads and pick his brain about them. What ended up being the finished product, because I mean, he was so hush hush about every little detail. And I mean, me and you also, we did not see this coming whenever they were going to come out with Recport along with Cathedral Port. We knew we were going to get
Yeah.
Cathedral Port, but for him to drop both ports on us at launch is kind of insane. I mean, we were for sure knew we were going to get a Cathedral Port, but Recport too, man. Brian hit us with some heaters, man.
For sure. I mean, kind of building off what I said earlier, just like, he had total engine airflow. So, like, this is just, I'm surprised it's been this long. I guess I know he has fought a lot with the foundry and just getting the castings. So, it's good to see him out.
You got to respect Brian for working and battling with these foundries and getting a good price for everybody, because I mean, not everybody can go and slap a set of $3,000 Frankenstein heads on their race car, on their street car
Yeah.
even.
And
Like,
hopefully this helps the used market on cylinder heads, like used LS3 heads. I'll be seeing them for 800, $900 on marketplace. Like, those prices need to go down if you want to sell them now, because if I'm not spending that much when I can go buy a set of these heads.
yeah, a few $100 extra and you got a brand new set
Yeah,
of heads.
I mean, you're
that
gonna have to
flow way
lower
better.
prices of some of these used heads. I mean, this will be good for the junkyard and the marketplace deals too. This just helps everyone out.
Yeah, LS3 has a really popular head too. So I mean, it really is going to help the whole flow of the market, because
Yeah,
people who want to get rid of their stock heads can pass them down to the junkyard builders and so on and so forth. And I just feel like, man, you got like Frankenstein. I feel like they're just getting to where it's for your race car guys. And Brian is just like the shop for street cars, man. It's just like
Yeah.
he's just got the cams, he's got the heads, I mean, he's got
Rods,
like just
pistons,
rods,
crank.
pistons. Yeah, he's got like the street car stuff, man. I
He's
love
got shaft mount rocker arms for stock LS3. I mean,
it.
and at a very reasonable price. You know, he did see on the Spintron that those decrease valve deflection. You know, they are more stable. And I was rewatching that video. Just it's kind of funny. Like even changing the bolt in that rocker arm, they saw a difference. So it's like the amount of R&D that Brian does just has always been something that I've been very amazed by. Like he takes, you know, like, oh yeah, we got a good product here, and he just like continues to test and learn new things.
Yeah, the wait for these heads, man, I feel like it's well worth, because we're gonna see some. I just know, man, we're gonna see some crazy numbers out of these heads. I mean, I feel like this is really gonna rock the LS head world.
Yeah, I'm really you know, the LS3 stuff is cool, but I want to see some cool like 5.3, 4.8 stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, maybe not 4.8, but like at least 5.3 stuff, you know.
Oh yeah, I really, my coworker's got that 5.3. I really feel like I could twist his arm enough into getting a setup for his Ranger.
Just be like, hey dog, get you a set of heads.
Just max effort in a 5.3.
They mill them down, get a little more compression.
For sure. Yeah, big shout out to BTR, man. We're going to have to reach out to Brian, because I feel like he'd definitely be down to come back on and talk about these heads. And it's been so anticipated.
Absolutely.
Well, Jordan, we have a bracket that we're going to start here soon. You want to tell our viewers a little bit about the next bracket that we're talking about doing?
Yeah, everyone follow the podcast and submit. You know, we want all the shit boxes in this bracket. It is a shit box kind of like / daily driver bracket. My daily driver is going to be in there, and you know, I'm a fan of shit boxes. If y'all don't know already, I mean, what's not to like about them? I mean, if you see me in my S10, don't be afraid to rear end me. You know, give me a little nudge. You know, like, I don't care.
Yeah, make sure you provide what's wrong with it, because that's gonna make it even better. Like, I want to hear about stuff not working.
Oh yeah,
you know,
no AC, no heat, window don't roll up.
Yeah, what you do to make stuff work. Like, you got like some vice grips on like a missing.
Yeah, you got
handle,
like a light switch for like a window, like toggle switch. Like,
dude, one coworker I had, he had like a sidekick, a Suzuki sidekick, and the door didn't close, so he had a deadbolt from a car from a house on the outside of the car. So like, he'd roll his window down and deadbolt himself in, and then roll his window back up.
That's gotta suck on the rainy days.
Oh my god, yeah, dude, we gotta have it. I think we're gonna go ahead and start collecting entries, but we might have a huge guest next episode. I kind of threw out some dates. I'm like, man, I'll move a show for you. That's how awesome this guest is. Like, I try to cater to our guests the best I can. So yeah, if that guest is not able that day, we're going to do that bracket next week. So definitely be looking forward to either that or a big guest. So you're not going to want to miss next episode.
I already know we got some heaters coming to this bracket. Just some co-workers and some buddies.
Jordan, I don't know about you, but I mean, I'm a dock points for like cool stuff. Like, you send in like S550, I'm gonna be like, all right, dog, this ain't no.
Nah, that ain't.
Driver.
Yeah, I don't care if it got issues. It's still a S550.
Yeah, I don't want to see your.
When
S550.
we say shitbox, we mean like pre 2005.
That's really pushing it.
Nah, you have newer, but like, you know what I mean. Like, this thing gotta have 200,000 miles
or ungodly problems.
Yeah,
like, it could be like a 2020, but I mean, that thing better have like more problems than my Regal that looks like a Christmas tree dash, you know. Yeah, definitely submit your entries. Make sure you leave a list, because it's gonna be so hard to rate these cars, know it just on appearance. One more story and one more small thing, and then we'll get into the Camaro update. So I guess I could tell you guys I missed my nose up this morning. It's kind of not really swollen. It's a little swollen. I don't think I'm gonna get black eyes like I thought before. Jordan, I told Jordan, and his response was just uncanny. But so I was finishing up a part for a local tuning shop. I was making a thread adapter, and if you know anything about cutting threads, you know the certain drill size you got to have. The harder it is to cut the threads, the smaller the hole. So I was like, all right, these threads are a little tight. I was going off a drill chart, and I unfortunately didn't think I had the right drill bit, so I used a little bit smaller than I should have. I was fighting. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna pop it just a little bit bigger. So I didn't feel like putting it back in the machines. I'm like, I'm just gonna pop it in with a cordless drill. I've only got 0.3 millimeters left to go, which is not much. So I'm drilling down, trying to line it up, and it finally catches. And this cordless drill with a big 18-volt battery hanging off the back catches. It comes around and smacks me square in the nose, dude. I've never been punched in the face, but I feel like that's about what she feels like. Like, it hurt, dude. I was like, oh my God, man. I've never felt such sudden instant pain. I was like, well, my nose is bashed in. I feel like Jared just punched me in the face.
Bro, you'd be on the ground if that happened.
Probably, yeah. That was a little bit of an over-exaggeration.
Yeah, Jared punching someone in the face. I feel bad for that person.
You probably
got some weight behind that punch.
Yeah, that be safe when you're cordless drilling, and I should have known better.
Especially your electric ratchets. Those are the worst.
Oh, yeah. I haven't got by one of them yet, knock on wood, but I'm sure it's coming.
Brother.
Yeah.
Like till you stick it in a tight spot and you're backing something out and it gets stuck between something. Oh.
Your hands go for a ride?
Nah, like this like when you're backing a bolt out.
Yeah.
And then it hits whatever's behind it and the bolt's there and you can't flip direction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a fun situation too.
Yeah, comment your horror stories of getting hurt.
Yeah, I would love stories like that. I about broke my arm at Ford one time.
Dude, I remember. Oh wait, was that you hurt something whenever we were doing my transmission? Maybe it was your leg. I can't remember.
Dude, remember I did my strut on my car? About lost my thumb.
Dude, remember whenever you were was it my intercooler kit or something? We were doing something on my car for the torque storm, and you ground your fingernail down or your finger.
That was my car. The strut broke. And I was grinding the bolt down. Remember, you were working that night, and I was working on my car because it just lowered itself.
That was terrifying, dude. You look like a stuck hog,
bro. Tyler, freaking this F550 axle, solid rear axle. We're trying to load it on a forklift to get it out off the alignment rack. I'm like, all right, just do this. And then he doesn't do it. And it falls and lands on my arm. And it hurts so bad for so many days after that. It almost broke it.
God, bro.
It bruised good.
If you ain't getting hurt at work, you ain't doing it right.
I swear. I'm just what's the word? I'm danger close, is the perk I run in real life.
Accident prone.
Yeah, I'm accident prone.
Yeah, send in those stories. That would honestly be a fun little side episode.
Yeah, I would love to. Snapchat about I would love to react to other people's stories.
If you send pictures of bone or blood, I'm not. You send it to Jordan. I don't want to see that. That makes me queasies. I don't like seeing messed up people parts. I could gut a deer, fillet a deer. I could fillet animals, no problem. I start seeing messed up people parts that are on me. Nah, I'm out.
I'm here for it. Let's see it.
Oh, all right. One more topic before we get into the gaming stuff. So the Camaro update, we have the full diagnosis. The engine is currently in a trash bag, ready to go to the machine shop. We know what happened to it. Fortunately, Jordan showed up and helped me out a lot. I was so happy you came by because I was, I'd say I did a lot. I did a lot on my own. I kind of impressed myself. I got it down to, I got it down to the engine.
Oh, you had the slave driver there helping you.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Logan DeFevers was helping out so much. I can't, dude. Granted, I don't know Logan that well, but she knows way more about cars than I. She knows way more than I do. But
knows more than most women or even most dudes.
1000%. I'm trying to do this all myself because Jack, he's letting me. He's doing a lot of the work too. He's helping out, but he's letting me use his shop too. I mean, I got all the way down to the block, but I mean, granted, the whole time I look back at Logan, she's sitting there. I'm like, "Hey, Logan, what come next?" And she'd be like, "All right, you're gonna go ahead and take them header bolts off, or you're gonna take it intake off, pop off the injectors." Like, and the whole time, every time I'm taking bolts off, she's got little Ziploc baggies. She's writing where it goes. I was like, "What a G!" So, like, Logan, if you're watching this, big thanks. You could not have done that without her and Jack, honestly, for letting me use the shop.
For sure.
Man, that balancer fought us tooth and nail. Let me just tell you, my ATI did not come with any instructions about honing the crank. I didn't even know that was a thing. But it needs to be honed before you put on an ATI, or you'll end up having to do what I did and light that thing cherry hot and beat the teetotal everything you got out of it to get that thing off, because she welds herself on if you don't hone her on there. It was a nightmare, man. But to the what happened to the Camaro. So we get it tore down. We know bad things are happening by, number one, oil pressure, but like after we pull the filter, it's a glitter bomb. I mean, it is just real bad, and wasn't quite Jordan's experience with seeing coolant. So we were kind of happy about not seeing coolant out of the oil. But we immediately noticed the first red flag is that we got two lifters that are stuck in the lifter bore. One had play, the other one is just dead stuck in the lifter bore. It's like, oh God, okay, so definitely lost a lifter and probably the cam. We spin it around, and sure enough, pop off the oil pan, and there is all kinds of goodies inside of the pickup tube screen. I mean, roller pins, roller parts, just debris. Dude, so lucky that, like, so lucky. But we take all that apart, and it gets even worse. The lifter, as we suspect, is stuck in the lifter bore. Have to hammer it out. Finally get the crank off after the ATI, and sure enough, there's a lifter roller. Just, man, that crank had a party with that lifter roller. I mean, there is impressions all in my block from where that crank was pushing that roller into the casting. And I can't, man, I mean, you know how thin the walls are on that block. I'm so lucky that it didn't press that roller between that wall and that crank. I mean, that would have blew a hole, no problem at all.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of lifter failures, and luckily I've never seen that. So it seems like usually that, for how bad yours was, it's actually kind of crazy how tame it was.
Yeah, because I mean, and
I had one a 14 1LE I took apart, and it was chirping something awful, and the same thing happened to it.
That's what's so weird, man, is that, I mean, everybody heard my car. It was dead silent. I mean, it sounded like nothing was wrong with it.
Because I got stuck in that bore.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I'm just, man, I'm so thankful I parked it whenever I did. That just, I'm not a mechanic. I'm not going to claim to be, probably ever. It don't matter how much I do. I would say I probably know more than your average person, but like, I'm not a mechanic by no means. But me having enough knowledge to watch and make sure that, coolant is good, oil pressure is good while I'm driving, I can't tell you guys how much to pay attention to that. Because had I not noticed I wasn't making normal oil pressure, I would have never known, man, because the car sounded fine. Everything was fine. And it just, be vigilant, because anytime you have a car that's making, I mean, horsepower don't even matter. Just pay attention to like your gauges and stuff, man. It can happen to anybody.
Absolutely.
Anytime
On your daily driver.
Yeah. But yeah, fortunately, the machine shop that Jack is in touch with, he said that the lifter bore was his only concern, because there was quite a bit of damage towards the end of the bore. But he said it's no problem at all. He'll be able to clean it up, and worst case scenario, run a size bigger lifter is such a thing. Apparently, I didn't know about that. But yeah, man, you guys know on the show we've talked about how much, eventually a forged rotating assembly would be the route to go. Fortunately, all my internals were good as far as the crank goes, the pistons, everything was actually pretty sound. Cam, of course, was cooked, you could imagine. But I just, man, me and you both talked about it. It just made sense to go ahead and throw a forged rotating assembly in there. I mean, I'm already in there, and it's already planned out, so it's no better time than right now to do that.
Yeah, I mean, while we're in there,
right? I mean, I've got the worst case. Are you in while you're in their situation? I mean, getting line honed, and of course, 416 is what we're going with. Gonna stroke it out and get a little more compression, a little bit more cubic inch, or not cubic inch. Well, displacement. Yeah.
Cubic inches. Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited. I'm just so glad my block's okay, because like I said, that could have been a bad situation there, man. I got really, really lucky that didn't grenade everything.
I just need to go ahead and get a torque storm so we can almost be matching.
We could literally.
Would that not be awesome? Like,
it would
I'm
be,
manual and you're auto, but like we're matching otherwise.
Exactly.
And I'm pre facelift your post.
Yeah, it's the only difference would be the transmission and the color and year model.
I got like a little, there's little differences. Like I got rear suspension and a couple of small things.
I'll just say this was not my route at all. I mean, I was eventually going to do forged rotating assembly, but my goal was not to go 416. I wasn't looking for that extra stroke, but it just, man, when life hands you a deck of cards, you gotta play it, dude. And I'll play it. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna regret it. I think I'm gonna have a good time. It's gonna be awesome.
I guess we can kind of touch on mine just a little. I just cleaned it up today, put some old expansion plug in the front cover area, old plugs with some Loctite. I actually Loctited that expansion plug too. Like, why not? Just a little extra. And got it cleaned up, ready for assembly. So as soon as I get my rods back, it could be tomorrow, I get a call like, hey, rods are here.
Yeah.
It's getting short block. And then hopefully in like a couple weeks, I'm ordering cylinder heads. And the only thing left is like measuring push rod length and a couple other small things.
Man, what's going to happen is we're going to have Brian on here in a couple weeks, and Brian's going to cut you a deal on some new cylinder heads.
Brother, don't tempt me.
Brian will. I don't have to. Brian Tooley will.
I doubt he's going to be like that. If he does, I will buy them. I got some bad cars. They're already just like slightly cheaper than the ones I want. So like, if he cuts me a deal, it's a no-brainer.
Man, I feel the same way, man. If Holly hits me up and is like, hey, you want to run a intake for us? I'm going to be like, all right. You got two, I got a homie.
I mean, hey.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's so the knowing that both of us are going to be 416 stroker probably before summer is exciting. It's so exciting, man. Like, oh my God, like I haven't both of our Camaros coming back. Like, oh man, granted mine wasn't down for that long. I can't wait, man. I can't. I don't have the ability to wait. I'm so excited.
It's gonna be a good year.
It is going to be a great year. Like I'm almost tempted, like now that I'm forged bottom end, I'm almost tempted to start like drag racing.
We both having tie bar lifters.
Oh yeah.
Trays.
That's another thing. Like I balled out on my, I got link bar lifters. What else did I get? Jack's got me like a almost $3,000 rotating assembly. It's gonna be real good. I'm so excited. I got like basically a SS5 cam. I'm gonna have brand new exhaust. I might even run mufflers. I doubt I will, but I might.
We both are gonna have the same exhaust almost. It's crazy.
Dude, I'm so excited. I can't wait for car season this year. I had no idea that this was gonna happen this year, but I'm so happy it did. Like, oh my God. But yeah, I don't want to beat a dead horse here. That's pretty much got our cars topic. Make sure you send in your dailies. Just want to remind you guys, and send us your work horror stories. But with that being said, go ahead and listen to this ad read. Pick up some Blackout coffee, because Lord knows I need that before I go to work, just like you do, brother. So with that being said, check out this ad read, and we will be right back with your gaming topic. Bada bing. I want to thank Speedway Motors for sponsoring the podcast, our newest addition to the podcast, and I've been holding out for some Speedway Motors. I'm so happy they joined the family of sponsors that we have here. I have personally used tons of their parts on my third generation Camaro. You can see here, pick up where you left off. I was looking at me a carburetor not too long ago. I swear by their parts, man. Even one of my favorite parts here, I'll look it up, the wiring harness. They have a DIY wiring harness. So if you are not that good at wiring, they have a full kit that is a universal. You just pick what circuit you want, And I mean, it is as simple as you get. It even comes with a little fuse box and a diagram. It shows you what goes to what. And what I like most about this kit is throughout the whole entire wire, color coded, of course, it says what it goes to. You know, of course, you don't have to use that. You can wire it up to whatever. But if you're one of those guys that just needs a little bit of help wiring, I would almost be confident to give that to somebody who don't know hardly anything about wiring, really, because I know I didn't, and I wired up my whole entire project car from scratch. It is so simple. It's so hard to mess up. So if you're intimidated by wiring, I'd say this is one of their more popular items that I see people getting. I was shocked that I was talking to my coworker about it. I was like, hey man, you got any Speedway parts in your car? He's like, yeah, I got that wiring kit. I'm like, oh really? Me too. And they have a lot of parts for your older cars, especially. I mean, it's really hard to beat these deals. They've got a distributor here, $100. They've got some stud puller, $40. I mean, it's so hard to beat their prices. There's a whole entire flex plate for $30, brother. You cannot beat that. Some of the best prices, I mean, that's always what I've known them for, is the really good prices, the really good quality. Me personally, building an older car, Speedway Motors was a go-to. They had everything I needed for my small block Chevy and my 1982 Camaro build. They're really good about that. My grandfather, he has been using Speedway Motors as long as he can remember. I mean, I'll ask him, like, hey, Peppa, what'd that part come from? Oh, I called Speedway Motors and they sent it to me. I just called him over the phone. He's got every Speedway Motors catalog dating back to probably whenever they first started printing them off. But yeah, again, I want to thank Speedway Motors so much for sponsoring the podcast, guys. Go on over, support them. One other thing I really like about it, so of course you see I've got my vehicles in here. I love them that much, but you can actually put your vehicle in there. And if you're like me, you've got an engine swap vehicle. It's so hard to shop for vehicles that have a engine swap, because you got a 1982 Camaro, but it's got a 350 small block Chevy in it, which didn't come in it. So it's like, I need parts for a 350, but I'm looking for parts for a 1982 Camaro, so don't really line up. That's where Speedway Motors is really, really cool. I haven't seen any other site like it. I'm sure they're out there, but you can have the chassis, and then whenever it goes to engine, you can select swap at the bottom, and you can say it has any engine you want to in it. It's really, really neat about that. So you can have your custom tailored vehicle into their garage search engine. So that is just one last really cool thing I like about Speedway Motors. So yeah, guys, hop on over there, see if they've got something for your build, and use our affiliate link so they know that we sent you. And with that being said, guys, let's get right back into the gaming topic. Thank you guys so much for sitting through the ad read. So a game that's kind of been, I'm not gonna lie, it's been on my radar, but I haven't actually checked it out, and I've been doing myself a disservice because this game is crazy. The game, of course, I'm talking about is Crimson Desert. If you haven't heard about it before, it is a single player open world adventure action game, and imagine Skyrim, Breath of the Wild, and Witcher 3 had a baby, and that's this game. And
That's some heavy hitters.
Very, very heavy hitters. I mean, this game, I did a full research. I mean, that's all I listened to at work was information about this game. By the way, it is coming out next week, March 19th, 2026. Unfortunately, I mean, I say unfortunately, but it's becoming the standard that games are costing $70, and this is one of them. But I feel like it's okay for a game that isn't jam-packed with battle passes and microtransactions and things to make the game better. Or
It's already got content.
Yeah, it's already got content, and this game has already promised to not have any microtransactions at launch, which it's pretty typical for a survival, like a single player survival game. I feel like you don't see that much anyways. There's not really any need. But yeah, so basically this game, like I said, action adventure, open world game. It's set in kind of like the Viking era, so you're like a disbanded faction of I think it's called Greymanes, and your kind of objective is to, of course, beat the bad guy. But as you're going throughout the world, you build up this faction that's got disbanded by recruiting people that were in your faction that got disbanded and building a base and all that other stuff. But what I find really, really cool is with the whole faction ability is the people who are in your faction, you can actually send them to help out. So we'll say there's a POI in the distance and you have to clear it out. Well, you can send those guys ahead of time before you even get there if you want to go do a side quest or whatever, and they can start taking over that area before you even get over there. So it's even easier to, finish it off. So they can basically do the remedial stuff as well as like resource collect. And man, it's just like,
What?
yeah, it kind of takes out a lot of the grind, I would say. And that's a issue that we run into with like The Witcher, Skyrim, especially like just collecting resources and stuff like that for a game where you can like build a base and construct stuff. For having somebody to resource collect while you do quests and stuff, that's something I really liked about Power World, honestly.
The farm bot.
Right. Uh, yeah, and I will say, like, talking about like clearing POIs and stuff, the world adapts to the things you do. So like we'll say like you cleared out a POI, that area will become safer for next time. So like not just that particular POI, but the areas around it slowly become more safe because you're eliminating the hostiles in that area. I think that's really cool too. So
That
you
is
don't have
cool.
like it kind of makes the world feel more permanent. It feels more I guess realistic in a sense.
Yeah, for sure. You actually see an effect of your actions.
I have just a mixed bag of nuts of points, bullet points here. It's kind of hard to read them in order because I was like just going through. I want to say shout out to GameSpot and Gaming Bolt. They were the two channels I pulled the most from, and their Gaming Spot is definitely where I get a lot of my gaming news for the show. So check them out because they always have the greatest content, stuff like that we talk about, news and stuff like that. Uh, let's talk a little bit about the combat. So the combat is a little bit different. It goes really, really in depth. So, for example, the thing that a lot of people have been talking about is you can actually use the glare off of your sword to blind enemies before you strike them.
That's
So, like,
cool.
such small little things. And it's really cool because there's other playable characters in the game, three of them actually. So you're not just stuck on like the main character. Granted, you can't do like a main storyline with these characters, but you can swap between them to do like side quests and battle and stuff like that. It's kind of similar to like Grand Theft Auto, but like less involved with the main story. And what makes these characters unique is they have their own abilities. There's one character that has a like heavy hitting kind of build, and then the other character has like a speed and agility build. So you get kind of the best of both worlds with all three.
That's pretty cool.
Speaking of abilities too, the main character has a ability. The main character can actually learn new abilities simply by watching like other people perform them.
So he's kind of like you could AFK and like your dude just levels up.
I kind of understood it that way, or like maybe somebody in combat using an ability against you, like a certain like
Yeah.
axe swing or sword swing, and then like you learning that ability and being
Yeah, I
able to
wonder if
use
you
it.
learn how to like respond to it better too as a character.
Ooh, that's a good point. Yeah, just talking about the engine too, man. I feel like you'll get kind of you'll enjoy this a lot. It runs on its own engine, and it's designed
Cool.
specifically to go in depth as far as like their main target point was doing like deep draw distances. So like really, really, really lengthy render distance. Like you can see
Yeah.
so much farther than like a typical action. Like, and I would say that's really hard to do on a giant open world mass scale game because I mean that's a lot to render, man.
Yeah, I'm sure they scale it down, but that's something I wish more games would do. Like, you know what it kind of reminds me of? It's kind of crazy because it's nothing like it, but the what's it called? It's the mod for Minecraft. What is it? If you loaded that chunk before, it'll load that biome, and you extended horizons or something like that on Minecraft. It's such a cool mod. It's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
So you can see really far away. It's if you ever play Minecraft, just check that mod out. Like, telling you, it's worth.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of it being able to render really far away, I feel like a lot of the reason, not only just aesthetics, is to like also it being an open world adventure game. I mean, you see like a set of mountains off in the distance or like a castle off in the distance. I mean,
Yeah,
you're gonna want to go explore, especially if you're got free
absolutely.
time. And that's another thing that I really like about this game is there's no limit to the map. A lot of games you see where like there's areas blocked off till you hit like a certain level because they don't want you,
Yeah,
getting your crap kicked in right off the bat. Well, this game is actually set up to where you can explore anywhere. That area, yeah, it's probably going to be harder, but if you're somehow able to have the skill level to take on that harder area, you're going to see better loot. So like you can get super good loot early on if you're a really skilled player and can take on those high level areas.
Brother, don't give me the temptation to do that.
I think that's so cool, man, because like it's just you're bound to want to explore. Like you're always trying to find limits in video games. You're always trying to find the like world border or where you can't go no more. That was like I'll Need for Speed Underground 2 is like the main one. It's like I'll be cruising on the interstate and I'll be like, oh, that's blocked off, bro. Like I got to turn around now. Like I hate that. But
yeah, me too.
with that being said, you know, the different areas, each area has its own specific bosses that spawn. And what's really cool about the areas, from what it looked like, the boss fights kind of remind me of Souls games where like you're in like a POI where the boss is the center and you kind of got to work them down, health bar up top. But one thing that I found really cool is some of the bosses even drop their weapon for you to use.
That's cool. You know, I feel like
really
there's going to be some people trying to like speed run this game. Like, I'm going to the hardest POI to get the best loot and then speed run the bosses. Like, I can see people doing that.
Oh, 100%. Another thing too, we're talking about the map, man. The map supposedly is roughly the size of Red Dead 2, if you've ever played that. And if you
That's a
haven't,
good map.
that is a huge map, man. That's like, gosh dang, I'm trying to think of another game that would put it in perspective. I mean, what? I guess GTA 5 times 2, because I mean,
Yeah.
Red Dead's about that size. Yeah.
I don't know, honestly. A lot of games that compare. I mean, it's going to be games like, I don't even know, like your Ghost Recon open world games, maybe Far Cry, maybe bigger than that though. I feel like
Yeah.
it's hard to say.
Yeah, and you know, speaking about how big the map is and everything, the this game is also going to allow you access to mounts, such as like, you know, horses, you know, your typical stuff. But then it goes so far. Some of the mounts you can have is a dragon, and it goes much farther than that. The other mount that you can have that is just out of this world is a mech suit. It's like
Ark.
it is like Ark, dude. It's
You got your dinosaurs, and you just at the end game, you just got the mech.
I'm so ready, man. This is like I said, this game's been on my radar, but it hasn't really. I don't know why, but I haven't really like looked into it that heavily until like here recently. But man, this game is going to be. It's got everything. It's got base building, resource collecting, hunting. It looks amazing. You know, talking about it being like Skyrim. It's set in the Viking era, which who doesn't love the dang Viking era, man?
I know some people that are going to go sick on it just because of that.
Yeah, for sure. And I seen a lot of the gameplay because a few YouTubers and content creators got, I think, 6 hours of uninterrupted gameplay there at the studio, and they said they had no issues whatsoever. There's like really small minute problems, yeah, and they got to play like two specific chunks. They got to play like the first 4 hours after the first credits, and then the like 2 hours of end game action. And there was like really small problems, but I mean, this is nothing. I mean, for a AAA game to have that short of problems is pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, considering other games that have been coming out here lately, you know, this is kind of what the standard should be.
Oh, 100%. I just it's going to be so much fun, man. I'm ready for a new single player game. You know, I'm kind of playing just like small indie games right now, but been needing something like this because I feel like what was it? Starfield, man. Starfield kind of fell flat. I didn't really mess with that heavy. It just kind of felt, I don't know, it just didn't hit the note for me.
Yeah.
And just kind of been craving a new Skyrim style game, you know, and I feel like this is going to it almost could be game of the year. We don't know yet. We'll see.
Yeah, it very well could be. But I don't know. I mean, it's got some good competition this year. I can't lie.
It does. Just a few other small things before we get off Crimson Desert. I want to note that I don't know what it means to you guys, but there was absolutely no AI voice generation inside this game. As we know, AI has been taking over the gaming space, and I don't know. It's either you love it or hate it. And I will say they've mentioned this has caused a lot of delays not having any AI voice generation because I mean this is a big game. That's a lot of voices to have to use.
Yeah. I imagine that's a lengthy process, is getting all the voice clips.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's gotta be one of the biggest parts about developing a game, let alone the development of like on the software side.
Yeah, I will say one thing. We mentioned possible problems. One thing that's kind of sketching people out is there hasn't been any content from console being shared. So we're a little bit worried that a game that is going to hit this heavy graphics wise is not going to run well on console. So that's kind of sketching a lot of people out that we haven't seen any console content pre-launch. And I can definitely understand the skepticism on that because we know consoles can't handle that heavy frame rate and that render distance.
Yeah, I mean, maybe your higher end consoles, but I'm sure they're going to scale down for the base ones, especially. And I mean, is it uncommon for consoles to be running like 30 FPS on some games like this?
Ooh,
I'm not
man,
sure. Like, I
that'd
haven't
be
been part of
rough.
that console side of gaming in a while, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I would say it'd be nice to see it run at 60 frames. I feel like 60
Yeah,
frames would be
that's the
great.
standard.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like if it does, I would expect frame drop, especially like, entering in worlds, large spaces and stuff like that, maybe loading in some big structures. But I don't know. Only time will tell. I will say too, branching off of like console, this game, Sony actually offered this game to be exclusive to its brand. And they of course turned it down. So big baller, glad to hear that. I'm very against the console exclusivity, man. I want to see everybody
Yeah,
get their hands on games.
seems like Sony isn't.
Yeah, man. Sony being greedy.
Because isn't Halo on PlayStation now?
Yeah, it is. Like Sony,
Yeah,
like
like
they getting, but they ain't giving.
that's what I'm saying.
Oh man. Yeah, that's Crimson Desert. Check it out. March 19th, 2026. Gonna $70 on Steam for the standard edition. So, and if you do get your hands on a copy, I can't promise that I'm gonna play it right off the rip. It's just I want to see some gameplay first for a game that I don't know much about. But if you get your hands on it, let us know what you think about it. I'd be glad to hear what your guys' personal experiences are with the game, and if it's something that is down your alley or not. That's something we want to know. But yeah, speaking of another game that could be game of the year, have you seen very much stuff about Resident Evil Relinquent, Resident Evil 9?
Uh, Requiem.
Requiem, yeah, my bad.
I haven't seen a whole lot of gameplay. I've seen some things. I've seen some memes. It definitely looks like a fun game. And some people are like glazing Leon and stuff. It kind of
Oh, of
cracks me up
course.
what I've seen, but it looks fun. I've never played a Resident Evil game. I've seen quite a bit of gameplay. Like, there's a meme in my friend group about like I think Resident Evil 6. It was on VR, I believe, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Might have been 7. I don't know, but I don't know. I could get into them. I don't know why I've never played them. This one looks fun, but I don't know that it would be my start.
Yeah, there's a lot of lore, like especially with Leon. Leon's a lot of
Yeah,
lore.
like I know he's an OG character in the series.
I'll say, if you got Game Pass, Resident Evil 8 is on Game Pass, and it's actually, if you follow the timeline, that is like the very first thing that happens in the timeline. So,
Oh, really? I didn't know
yeah,
that.
yeah, it goes way, way, way back. But anyways,
What Resident Evil 4 is before 9, I believe,
I
with
think so.
Leon.
I
That's
mean,
in the city.
I tried to follow the timeline. The stuff you learn about in 8 is the beginning of the timeline. It's a spider web of a timeline to follow. I think.
Yeah, sounds like Final Fantasy is like different. So like it's every game's kind of a little different.
Yeah. Resident Evil is one of those games that I would probably, I don't know, I can't say I wouldn't enjoy playing it, but I love watching it. I love watching Markiplier specifically. I've watched him play all of them so
Well, I
far.
mean, you don't do the best with horror,
I don't,
anyways. I
dude.
mean, homie could barely get through Dead Island. You definitely couldn't play no Outlast.
I know that. I've tried. I can't, dude. It's just like Alt
Outlast is
F4.
scary. You don't get an option to fight back.
You don't. You just die.
At least on Dead Island, I can swing my sword or machete around.
Right. Yeah, but yeah, the main reason I really like watching Resident Evil is I like to just enjoy the story and enjoy the vicariously playing through Markiplier. But that game, man, I will say it's going down as one of the scariest Resident Evil games we've ever had. They've really brought back, and I will say 7 was very scary too. But 9 kind of brings a whole nother element, man. Like 9's turning out to be a really scary one. There's a lot of, I mean, there's a lot of jump scares, but just like the character models are like pretty dang horrifying, dude. Like they killed it.
That's what I'm talking about. I've seen, them fighting and throwing barrels at you and stuff. Like, it's crazy, dog.
The zombies are kind of wild, dude. Whenever I first seen them, like it's weird the way the virus affects the zombies in this game, because it's like they still remember, or they're still doing what they were doing before they died. Because like you're in a hotel or doctor's office, and he turns them immediately whenever he notices intruders. Your character, and like God, there's one girl. It's like in the bathroom cleaning, and like she's like using her own blood to like smear it into the windows because she's still trying to clean, and then like the virus will hit her and she'll start just like bashing her head into the window and into the mirror, and then it'll click again that she's cleaning. It's like it's kind of like messed up, man.
It's funny.
It's like
it's a good world environment. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I like, it's like it really sets you in the atmosphere.
It does. Like it feels like, if this hypothetical like virus did hit, I feel like you could see like that happening, like that reaction. Like there's still a person in there,
and we would think we're the main character. Like we think we'd be Leon, but nah, we'd be dead, bro.
Yeah, 100% be dead. No extra lives. You're dead. Like the first regular zombie kills you.
That's us in real life. We think we the main characters.
You ain't. Dude, sometimes I'll be running into people and I'm like, this is an NPC. Like, this is crazy.
Dog, I work with NPCs.
Like, some of these people can't be real.
Dog, that's what I'd be thinking. I'm looking at a dude, like, doing something on a car. I'm like, this dude an NPC. Ain't no way. I'm over here, like, dude's playing Mechanic Simulator and he's trying to cross out a bolt. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh my God. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all we have for this gaming topic. It's definitely go check out Crimson Desert and Resident Evil 9. And yeah, hopefully we have some cool brackets coming up for you guys in the future. And that game will be out by next episode. So maybe we can hit just a little bit extra on Crimson Desert after it's released and talk about any of the problems that it's had or doesn't have. But yeah, guys, with that being said, we will catch you in the next one. Brother, what are you still doing here? Check out some of these social medias below me. If you're not following, go change that.